Hello and welcome to Quackalope. Thank you for being here, and I have one of probably the most important requests I've ever made here on the channel to present to you. I need to know about your local hobby and game store. For a very important and very particular reason, I want, as the world starts opening back up again, as we start traveling more, as we add more members to the team so we can harbor and build relationships, we have people that can edit and process footage and really refine the way we approach content creation in this space, I want to invest in your local retail store. The game store where you fell in love with a hobby, the place you still go to shop for the newest trends, the people that you turn to when you're asking for advice around board games. There's a link at the top of this video description that'll lead you to a page where you can fill out and enter your hobby store's information. The contact information, the phone number, the details, whatever it is. And now I'm going to tell you why that's important. Here at Quackalope, I started in a local-friendly local game store. Local-friendly local game store. Yes, that's where I started. I started at Labyrinth Games and Puzzles in Washington, D.C. It's where I fell in love with board games. It's where I entered this space. Through hobby stores, I have made most of my friends, made connections, built this industry, built Quackalope up. I think they really are the foundation and the bedrock of, our community. It's where people find a home and a hub. It's where people turn to search for brand new games. It's where families and children are introduced to the wall and mountain of selection that they have. It's where indie publishers make it finally and start generating a profit. It's where large publishers make a significant amount of their revenue. And it's also where we host game nights, where we bring people together for RPGs and D&D and Magic and Pokemon and the other elements of our hobby that contribute back into the board game space, some of which are way bigger than we are, but we're grateful for them nonetheless. Hobby stores and the people that run them kind of define the culture of a city and a community when it comes to the board game environment. What products do they have available? How often do they host game nights? Who do they encourage to sit down and be at the table? And I want to continue growing this space. It's my goal. It's my objective. I want to be successful on YouTube. I want to be successful at content creation and be able to make this my career and be able to hire employees. But at the end of the day, there's a dozen other things I could do, a dozen other ways I could be successful in the photography, videography, marketing realm. But I'm in board games because of Labyrinth Games and Puzzles, because that's where I fell in love with this hobby. So, what am I trying to do? Well, when we produce content here in Quackalope, we produce a ton of extra stuff. Photography that is just utilized for a few Instagram posts and then discarded. B-roll that's compiled into 30-second cuts and 60-second highlight reels and 15-second showcase pieces, some of which you've already seen while I've been talking to you. And I want to continue refining that. I want to start developing packages that I send out to retail people completely for free, to mom and pop stores completely for free, for them to use as their own marketing tools. I want to be able to share some graphic design assets, some poster assets, some little Quackalope labeled this is what we think of this game. I want to send out short little 5-minute videos. They're like the highs, the lows, the verdict, the review, who the game is right for, who it's not, mini right for you, wrong for you style commentary, designed for retail, designed for them to cater to their clientele, designed for them to cater to their community that they have. I want to send them Facebook banner ads and Instagram photos and start doing coaching and tutorial videos on how to effectively market and grow a social media presence. Because most retail stores don't realize you don't need 100,000 people watching you. You need maybe the 500 in your community or the 50 that always show up and play. And that's enough to continue bridging and growing and investing in the community that you have. So, that's what we're working on. I want to start curating and understanding what retail stores you care about. We asked this question over on Quack & Co, and we've been going through that list, and we're going to start reaching out. West is actually going to be calling people and touching base with stores and just growing the conversation around our industry. And trust me, this is not coming from a place of me thinking I know what they need. I've already been talking with Level Up Games in Atlanta, Georgia, with Georgie the Gaming Goat up in Chicago, and with Labyrinth Games and Puzzles in Washington, D.C. Gigabytes is another store that I'm going to be on the phone with here soon. We've toured across the country, highlighting and showcasing and reviewing, and we still plan to do that more and more. This is coming from a position of caring about retail stores and talking with them about what they're looking for, about what they would use, about what would be valuable to them. This is coming from a position of falling in love with board games because of retail stores. Understanding that the culture and the environment and the professionalism that exists in that space that welcomes more people into our hobby, that's the entry point. That's the gateway. That's where people come to us. That's how they discover flipping Quackalope, right? So, what do I need from you? I need you to leave a comment down below or follow the link to go sign up your local gaming store. Or just let them know to join this program on their own. After we have a certain influx of people, we've made some calls, we have people ready to go, we're going to start developing a database of content that we've produced for retail-specific marketing, for retail-specific media, for retail-specific coaching and guidance and help. And we're going to continue listening to retail stores and figuring out what it is that they could use, what it is that they're looking for, how we can continue customizing what we're doing to service them the best we can. And in turn, help you all make better and more informed decisions when it comes to buying games at your local store. Because not all of you do Kickstarter. Not all of you are into the cult of the new or the crowdfunding apocalypse that we have. A lot of you just want to know what's good and what's new and what's coming out and want to be able to see it out of the box without blurry photos on BGG being your only reference point before you buy it and open it. So, I think we're in a unique position. The fact that we run a YouTube channel gives us a degree of authority and conversation, ability to network and leverage and work with publishers to provide retail with the best quality content we can make. Now, I just need to know from you. Who do you care about? Why do you care about them? What type of an impact have they had on your journey into this hobby space? And how can we care about them as well? How can we invest in the retail stores that make your community strong? I want to bring more people to the table. I want to share board games. I want to make people more successful. I want to help retail sell product because it's how they keep their doors open. And Lord knows, over the last 2 years with COVID, they've had a heck of a time. And so, as things open up, as events start being hosted, as retails start running and building and re-grabbing the community that they had, Quackalope wants to be there. So let us know. Give us some direction. Give us some guidance. Follow the link. And we'll keep you posted on all the crazy stuff we're getting into. I'm really excited for this next year. I'm really excited to meet with you all at conventions. I'm really excited to start traveling more and doing quick little Quackalope pop-up events at your favorite retail locations. Trust me, that's on the list. Until then, though, remember to do the important thing. Get out and play some games. I'll see you next time. Thank you.